Your next comic to the stage is somebody that completely blows smoke up their own ass all day long. That's fucking ridiculous. Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Films on Tap, being recorded because we'll be doing a show tomorrow night in Belmore.
And just a congratulations to Govs and all New York comedy clubs. Clubs are back open. We missed last week's recording because it was live from the Green Room at Governor's April 2nd, where comedy is now opened up in New York. Go see a show, guys, if you dare.
Thank you, Jim. I would have forgotten all that. Anyway, Chris is drinking for me this week because I'm too fat to fly. So,
yeah, Tim is he's off the sauce, at least for a little while. But I am drinking a very delicious West Coast IPA from Long Island. We've got Dan and Greg on the can here. Tim, you gave this to me last week, and it drinks super clean, very, very tasty. It's nice to have a little bit of a break from the haze, which is pretty much anything that I've been buying lately. Doubles and triples, it's all haze, and that's great. I mean, I love them, but it is fun to get back to an IPA that is, not that. And it's the first single one of us has drank in a while on the show. So
that is true.
I'm sure it can be found obviously at Long Island. Is this available in the beverage center?
This is in the bevies too. You can get it there.
Great.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really, really delicious. So cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Kev, you want to do the honors and we get this fucking thing going?
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to Films on Tap, broadcasting live on Friday nights from 9 to 10:30 right here on govsradio.com. Or search for Govs Radio using the Boxcast app on your phone, tablet, or TV streaming device. Music for our shows is from our featured band Playing Dead. Search for them on Spotify to listen to their entire catalog and check them out on Facebook to see their upcoming shows. Links to Playing Dead and more can always be found on our website, filmsontappodcast.com. Get even more by subscribing to Films on Tap with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for additional content. So grab a drink and settle in for tonight's show with Tim Saliani, Carla Okerson, Kevin Scott, and Jim Trappin. And as always, the host of our show, Chris. Cheers.
That's Saturday, I think.
Yeah. Hello and welcome to the Films on Tap podcast on Govs Radio. Tim and I were just marveling at Michael Conforto and impersonating his best Roger Dorn, and can't wait to see him get beamed in the head in his next game.
It's gonna be fucking bench clearing.
Yeah,
everybody's gonna get the Rona.
I mean, it's no banging on garbage cans and stealing signs, but it's it's legal. I mean, I guess you could also call that he leaned in, right? You could make that call.
Well, that was the argument.
I'm pretty sure you can, yeah.
Whatever. It's only the game-winning walk.
Win's a win.
I guess the Mets. Good luck, Mets fans.
That excited me more than the movie tonight. So
Tonight, we're definitely doing Godzilla versus Kong. And then are we doing other versus movies?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're going to throw some out there. And then just, I guess, a potpourri, depending on how long we go with our two main characters and any other versus movies. So
Godzilla and King Kong.
Are we doing Q today or are we not queuing today?
I only got a chance to see the first episode.
Me too. But
now
I'm
j-
so in love with that Q potato.
Are you kidding me? What's his name?
Fred.
Potato.
Fred. Yeah. Q potato. Wait a minute. Didn't we just discuss that I can't say certain things?
Wait, was that supposed to be the little guy in the wheelchair?
Yes.
You got to be creative with it.
Did I use the R word? I didn't. Did I use the
I
R
didn't.
word?
I didn't say
No.
you did, but I mean, you're
Wheelchair
making
bound?
some fun of somebody that's.
I'm not making fun of his osteogenesis imperfecta.
I like his arms. They're like this.
He's an adorable little Q potato. He's just a little. He's a little lump of conservatism.
And he talks like that kid from the Shriners Children's Hospital.
You reminded me of that meme guy. You know what guy I'm talking about?
Like I was waiting for him to offer me a blanket if I gave him a donation.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I love you.
I like that people thought he was cute for a
He's an
time.
adorable little Q potato.
Oh God damn it.
But yeah, that first episode was pretty killer, so I'm excited to watch the rest.
So now,
of the
I gotta,
series.
just out of curiosity, were they released on Wednesdays? Is that how HBO was doing it?
Sunday.
It was on Sunday? Okay, because the on-demand for HBO and HBO Max, they take days to put them up.
Really?
I couldn't get a hold of episode 6 out of the 5 on demand through HBO.
Wow, usually as soon as it airs live,
it's on. Yeah.
up.
Yeah, no. I got real lucky, I guess, when we decided to watch it last night. And again, I think maybe we'll talk about it next week because it'll have everything in full and everything will be available for people to watch it if they haven't caught it already. But 6 episodes, Q Into the Storm. I just happened to watch the 5th episode on demand, and I happened to catch number 6 while it was airing on HBO. On one of the HBO channels. So I was like, all right, perfect. Got to do it right now. Because, again, getting a hold of it on demand was a little bit sketchy.
You got that Ricky Berwick HBO on demand.
No, I got that. I paid too much for it, and people got it for free. HBO.
Oh, God damn it.
But
I gotta tell you, I can't wait to talk about it next week when you guys have
Yeah, I'll finish it by then.
Because I've spent, I don't know, 2 years at least, if not more, screaming about these QAnon people and how fucking annoying they are and how it's all ridiculous, only to find out who.
No spoilers.
All right, fair enough.
They are adorable. All of them are so adorable.
Not adorable.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
They're not adorable.
Just insane. They're just wrapped up in their own insanity. And at this point, I mean,
I like
hindsight is
Jim.
2020, they're freaking adorable.
I like Jim Watkins' mustache. I like
It wasn't
that
a
little
touch starting off introducing the QAnon people with that couple from Boston that moved to Florida. Like, if you could combine two states, that really fucking, take the cake. It's that.
That's what I said. They look like Pawtucket fucked Ronkonkoma. Like they really did.
Right.
Fair enough. Jesus
With
Christ.
a side of Tampa. Oh, yeah. That was great. And then they show the little guy, and I'm like, oh, these people.
Oh, they're gonna fucking uncover all this shit.
The deep state.
Trump, he's got that fucking number. I'm telling you. Okay.
We're taking this country back.
The lizard people that are eating babies and drinking their blood to keep young.
Believe me. Just wait.
Okay. Yeah.
Wait.
Satan worshipping pedophiles.
Oh, God damn it.
Well, there's a lot of those, but
yeah. There's good shit on HBO Max, so I can't wait to talk about that next.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna finish it by next week. Awesome. But why don't we talk about the big movie event of the week? Box office wise, based on the year, the movie made 28 million with very limited, theaters open and screenings. And it was something I've certainly looked forward to just because of my 8-year-old son. Like I've seen Godzilla King of the Monsters despite its awful human subplot and wannabe Thanos villain probably more times than I care to remember. And so, we were primed for Godzilla versus Kong and actually went to the movie theater to see it. It was relatively empty when we went. It was like a 6:00 show on a Thursday. But it was cool seeing it on the big screen. It was probably one of these movies that, despite having access to it on HBO Max, is probably, better, I guess, seeing it on the big screen.
For sure. It's the big visuals, the big sound. That's what that movie is meant for.
I mean, this is one of those movies where if you go in expecting fucking anything, coherent, other than two giant monsters fighting, then you're not going to be happy with it. So you really got to turn on the dunce cap and turn your brain off and, kind of watch the spectacle.
I suppose.
Are we still talking about Q Into the Storm? Or?
No.
That too.
But, although I guess so.
That too.
By the way, Isa Rodriguez, or whatever her name is, from Baby Driver.
Yep.
That was in this. Like, did they just tell her to go out of her way to be just a total asshole? Because,
Yes.
like, she's on screen and you're like, fuck, like, this is just pathetic and annoying and fuck this girl. And I know, like,
I feel like
spoiler
that,
alert, they're gonna kill her, but like, you don't have to set someone up to be that obviously a dick to care whether or not they die or root for it. That was stupid.
I mean, I don't think
Gonzalez, I think.
that.
Are we really going to talk about character development right now?
Yeah, I was gonna say because that whole character didn't even need to exist.
Sure.
None of them
That
did.
that whole plot thread really didn't need to.
Yeah. You could have had like some subtitles at different points going like, they're Titans. Godzilla wants to be the alpha. Kong is, like literally like title cards from a silent movie, and then just watch the two go at it.
Have fake Attenborough do like a documentary.
Sure.
I would have watched that.
Oh, gee, yeah, that was a good punch though. Down goes Frasier.
Yeah, and the many references to other action heroes and action movies.
Yep.
I gotta admit, when Martin rigged it on the fucking building, I did get a little bit of a jolt and a smile from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what the hell was it when they were finished with the their second encounter? Is like, well, I guess round 2 goes to Kong. I don't. Oh god, this fucking movie is cringeworthy, dude. It's bad.
I had a blast. I actually have seen it 3 times.
What? The fuck?
I saw it in the theater, and then Sunday watched it with Connor, Tara, and Katie again. And then through like multiple times of Connor having it on the TV over this past week, I've seen it probably in parts another full 3rd time.
Wow.
And it's inoffensive to me. I loved the aesthetic of the battle, particularly at the end, because it did something visually where it felt like the old movies, like the buildings they almost felt like the old fake smaller buildings in the old Godzilla movies, but like the monsters had great special effects and it had this weird sort of juxtaposition visually that I really enjoyed. And I got to see Godzilla and Kong fight each other and then fight Mecha Godzilla. I was like, fuck it, I can enjoy this. But yeah, I mean the writing is awful. The Hollow Earth thing is an interesting concept.
Yeah. How the fuck is there sunlight?
That was kind of everybody's like
inside the Earth?
I kind of just assumed that was the Earth's core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
like
I went with.
with like the light from the magma in the ceiling or something. But like, if it is the Earth's core, where is the magma around it?
Magma.
Magma.
We don't know.
This fucking movie was terrible. Stop.
The
it.
best part
it's a
is
Mr.
Adam Wingard said if he makes the sequel, he wants to explore Hollow Earth some more.
Yeah, let's explore Hollow Earth some more.
Go, have fun. Stay there.
I keep seeing Kev put his head down, but I'm not done with the movie. I've got about 30 minutes left. I didn't get to
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to ruin it for you.
No, it's okay for me because what I was gonna say is I want to see it in the theater. Like I was watching, I wasn't watching it. You know, I was watching it at home, and I'm like, I really wish I could watch this. That's why I kind of want to get my daughter into it so she's not scared of it.
Sure.
With like the older Godzilla movies that she's just gonna think are like, you know, hilarious. And then Kev looks so disappointed in me. But this is a movie. This is a shit movie that you have to see in the theater. That's the only way it's gonna even kind of not be shit.
You know what I love? I love in the beginning, the guy is supposedly undercover in fucking Axis Chemicals, whatever the name of the company is, and he's announcing on the podcast that he's about to go sabotage them.
Yeah.
That was the best.
Oh, come on, pre-recorded.
I'm like, oh, I'm in for it with this movie.
That was amazing. He's got the most popular fucking. He's got a very popular podcast, but he passed the background check. Like what the?
Oh, it was the best. He's like, I'm about to go steal some shit from this company. This is so funny.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my god, it was like unabashedly stupid. Like,
Was that
it was
Lil
almost
Rel?
like a come at me and go ahead and question me because you can't make logical sense out of this.
Yes. Okay. I've been stealing paper clips for 3 months.
Oh, it was so great. Guy spends 5 years burrowing himself into an engineer job at this place. Oh God,
That's commitment right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. And
Holy shit.
yeah, and it had Russell from Deadpool.
I mean,
That kid has such a weird body. He looks like he's constantly wearing those clown pants with the hula hoop around them, like under his shirt. He's got like that weird sort of, you know, melted ice cream cone body to him that just
Like,
screams inactivity.
Like an inner tube. Like he's got it. Like he's wearing an inner tube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a couple of comedians who have that build.
well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you leave Ralphie May alone. He's dead.
Yeah. John Panette didn't do anything to you.
I think it comes from trying to lose weight. And I'm just guessing. I think that if you are at one point, if you have a complete apple shape and then you lose a substantial amount of weight,
Boots
somehow
with the fur.
Yeah.
somehow
Thank you
it
for
like
that.
melts off. I'm just saying from people I've known to lose a lot of weight, it seems like it comes off your face and head first,
Yep.
then neck and shoulders, then like you lose some elbow weight, but you still keep it in the middle for some reason.
Yeah, like you get that saddlebag look.
Yeah.
Can we
it's,
just go back to the fact that this guy was undercover with a 401k for fuck's sake?
I don't think he had a 401k in that job.
Stop it. Of course he did.
they profit shared. Come on.
I
Right.
feel like he was a temp. He didn't even have benefits yet.
No, he was there for
Temp for
5 years.
5 years?
I mean, unless they were working the system and he was working 38 hours a week.
Yeah, come on. It's a shit company. You think they're just gonna give him benefits in a 401k?
So you're thinking it's a 1099 job?
I think he was a temp.
He's an independent contractor.
Independent contractor. You got to know the risks you're taking on any job.
Oh, that's still one of the great conversations in a movie. Oh,
The fucking Death Star conversation in Clerks is without a doubt one of
Uh-huh.
the fucking best.
okay, so we get past this guy having the Titan Truth podcast and somehow being undercover. Whatever the reason, Godzilla is just fucking killing people. He is mowing people down, just
He's just mad.
destroying them. And
He's
Millie
mad.
Bobby Brown's like, no, somebody pissed in his Cheerios. Like, it's not his fault. Somebody's provoking him. It's like,
Yeah. She's the pit bull owner.
right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That kid shouldn't have been standing there. kid's face is ripped
The
off.
kid should have been standing there across the street in its own yard.
Even Travis the monkey's mother was like, shoot him, shoot him. He ripped her face off. Speaking of which, Kong had way more composure than Travis.
Kong's learning sign language. He's got a heart of gold.
That bitch was giving him Valium and sleeping in the bed with him and taking baths with Travis. No wonder he ripped the friend's face off.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
Well, I mean,
Back to Millie Bobby Brown.
right. So
Millie Bobby Brown.
yeah, so Kong is stuck in the Truman Show.
Right.
Not really happy
they
with
didn't really
everything.
Explain, like, I guess they mentioned later in the movie that there was like a big storm and Kong rescued the girl from the storm. And then I guess they just
They
like
glossed
blew
over
it.
it. Everyone died, and then that was it.
Yeah. And then I guess they just like dropped a dome over him and they're like, nah, you're good, buddy. Where the fuck did they get the dome? Like, and have enough, like, do it quickly enough to just be able to be like, Kong's fine. We'll just,
The old dome thing that's been done to death.
It'd be great if Pauly Shore and Stephen Baldwin showed up.
See, we got to do it. There has to be.
Oh, yeah.
Why
Now
did
so
it
we-
come back to Pauly Shore?
Why not?
When
Why
should it
wouldn't
not come back to Pauly Shore?
And man,
That's what I want to ask.
we all got to work.
All roads lead back to Pauly Shore.
Not fucking harshing our gigs.
Wheezing off our juice.
No, don't wheeze my juice. Ugh.
Hit us with the fresh nugs.
But yeah, and then Alexander
Skarsgård.
Skarsgård.
Always hot.
like was like kind of a nerdy puss, I guess.
Was
He was playing his
was
father.
early, but then he like
It was strange, yeah.
like actually the one thing that I did appreciate was like because in the trailer they kind of make it out like he's part of whatever sinister plot.
Mm-hmm.
Like he wasn't. He tried to save the woman and the girl, and he tried to he saves. Oh wait, you haven't seen the last 30 minutes yet, Carla.
Spoiler.
Spoiler alert: Mechagodzilla.
He's he was an okay character for me, honestly, and like I would say him, the girl, and Kong are the three like
The girl
most
Millie
fully-
Bobby Brown or the girl?
No, the little
Brown
girl,
Juliana?
Yeah.
the one the deaf one. Yeah, like those three characters, like the only ones that have any real like development or you care.
Everybody else is a plot device.
You care? Was there a you care in there?
Yeah, I care about Kong.
I didn't even care about Kong. Not
Really?
even. No.
You
No.
heartless fuck.
No. And he he's the protagonist of the entire fucking movie, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Just-
So I don't care if this is a spoiler for me, but what was the outcome of the eggs of the skull crawlers?
Nothing really.
Purpose? What were they doing with them?
They were.
Just holding on to them?
I mean, at some point, maybe they were going to be used to like have a reason for Mechagodzilla to come out and fight. Because he was designed to beat Godzilla. But if how are
By
you
the
going to hold the
evil-
world hostage?
The evil rich madman that always had to fucking sit there with a drink with a pinky out the entire time, with like a
Yep.
fucking Scotch commercial. It's the dude from Weeds, right? It was that guy.
The actor's name is Damian Bashir. He's a Spanish actor. I'm not sure. I forget what else he's in. He's been nominated for an Oscar.
He is the most least interesting man in the world.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'll take an evil corporate tyrant to move the plot along versus
Whose son looks nothing like him.
Vera Farmiga saying that she's gonna end half the world to let so that the ecosystem can exist. Like, whatever.
Yeah, Kong is causing climate change
the
with his
Thanos
farts.
thing with Vera Farmiga was not good, but this was equally as like honestly, you're 100% right, Chris. Like, just give me fucking title cards and let these motherfuckers destroy a city and each other.
And if you really sit there and think of it, like Mechagodzilla is causing Godzilla to be that way. So if you didn't make Mechagodzilla, you wouldn't need Mechagodzilla to beat Godzilla. But
Yeah.
It's Godzilla Inception.
whatever.
But that's
You
okay.
needed Mechagodzilla. You needed somebody for the two of them to fight.
But that's okay. All they needed to do was travel to the center of the Earth and take a photograph of some type of material so they could fucking 3D print it back on the surface.
Well, they did take a sample of it. They didn't quite
No,
photograph.
they did. Yeah, no, they took a sample of it and then were able to recreate it
Well, sure.
on the surface.
Because you could just recreate any sort of unknown substance from a lab, as long as you have the ingredients, right? It's like making a cake.
Like they went to Hollow Earth.
Yeah. Yeah. You would think that they would have to maybe bring back the stuff.
Right.
Which,
You
by the
know?
way, I guarantee you that Hollow Earth is now a thing. Like, it's now people actually believe that that's something.
Is it the same
I
people who
hope
used
so.
to think the Earth was flat, or this?
I
No.
guarantee that's the explanation.
That's going to be the next documentary: Hollow Earthers versus Flat Earthers.
Right, because the flat earthers, like, unless the world was folding on itself, how would you have a? I guess you could have a hollow part.
Let's
the
not
middle,
do this. Let's
yeah.
really not.
Yeah, it started here.
It's really more like a Chinese football.
Donut-shaped Earth, where most of it is flat, but it has like a little bump in it, and that part is hollow.
Monty Python thinks it's banana shaped, and honestly, it's got some valid points.
But I think the Earth is kind of like a really fat banana, isn't it? It's not a perfect circle.
Well, yeah, it explains the curve, it explains the round, but then you could also fall off the edge of the banana. So,
I hate.
By the
Monty
way,
Python.
weed is legal in New York now, just in case you're wondering why we're fucking discussing.
What?
I bet it would be fun to smoke some weed and watch Kong versus Godzilla.
well, the colors will certainly help. Jesus Christ. The only
Yeah.
filter ever used in the entire special effects office was, you know what, let's make this room green. You know what, I got an idea. Let's make this entire town neon. Actually,
Yeah.
and it is, it is that way, though. But past that, holy color filters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, just, I don't know, man. There was, I just wish it was just them fighting, and then one of them loses. You know?
Sure.
Joe Pontillo, who's a comic, had the best line that I've heard, where he said, I bet it turns out that both their mothers were named Martha. And that's why. It was absolutely fucking ridiculous. The entire storyline just annoyed the shit out of me when I did enjoy them fighting each other. And I did enjoy the fact that the city did seem a lot more set-like instead of all CGI.
It was an interesting, like, visual choice, and it looked
Right.
really cool. Like, I
Yeah,
got
look
a
good.
And to
like
your
like a giant, like a jolt out of seeing that. But
point, Chris,
getting there is
their fights. That's the one thing you could definitely tell that was probably the only improvement that they decided to make, was that their fights actually felt a little more fluid. It wasn't this clunky mass of a fucking thing like they used to do back in the day. The fights felt
even like the previous, like Godzilla 2014 and King of the Monsters.
was still pretty
Like
clunky.
it is very much like Godzilla's got like these jibby arms in those, and he's using his breath a lot. And this one, like, he's actually fighting.
He's got those Fred potato arms.
Yeah.
You know what was missing? P. Diddy not doing "Come with Me." Kashmir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the
Ba-da-da-da-da.
something very similar is in the trailer, though.
Yo, 97 Godzilla is awful.
So
Awful.
97. What? Matthew Broderick?
21.
Yeah, Kev, come on. You haven't said much, but
It's not a lot to say, dude. The movie's fucking awful.
Plot.
It's fucking awful.
Plot.
It's if you want to talk about the fights, sure, they were almost enjoyable. But like, how long was it? It wasn't a 2-hour movie, was it?
It was just under. It was like
Was
an
it 2
hour
hour?
53.
Because it felt
which
like
is
5.
obscene.
It's just not that long, but it's the CGI great. The shit looked a lot better than I expected. They were able to do the first fight pretty much daytime, which you don't get a lot of that because they try to hide
Yeah.
everything. But, whoo,
Yeah.
that movie is shit.
Yeah. You know what?
Shit.
There's absolutely like
There was
certain
8
parts.
guys sucking off 9 guys shit.
Like there were parts of it where you're like, the physics of this or the scale doesn't line up. Like at one
Not
part
even close.
they're bigger than skyscrapers, and then another part they both fit on an aircraft carrier and can fight each other. like reasonably with like room. It doesn't make sense. Not that I cared.
Right, it's not fair. Like, well, logically, yeah, come on. It's not.
That didn't make sense.
This was fucking awful.
I think the best thing that happened to this movie is the fact that they did release it on HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I would have.
It would have made a ton of dough regardless.
Yeah,
It really would.
Opening weekend, yeah.
in the theater.
I would have been so mad if I saw this in the movie theater.
Oh fuck yeah! One, I probably honestly I would not have gone to see this on a big screen. Like thankfully once again HBO Max. But oof, I'm still pissed that I watched this shit.
You mean you didn't want to watch it 3 times?
Yo, dude, hobby, son.
What else was available?
Fuck, man.
What else was available?
3 times?
Yeah,
I
twice.
watched it
Twice
twice.
fully through, and then the third time in spurts as I'm like walking past or Connor's in the room, kind of thing. Yeah,
I'm gonna sit down for this section.
Twice.
and it, there's a certain obviously aspect of going to a Titan fight movie with an 8-year-old boy who's like cheering along while they're fighting.
Yeah,
It makes it worth it whether or not the movie is good. So
I won't be able to bring my own 8-year-old boy. So I mean, that's just
Kev, I mean, come on.
It ain't Florida yet, but that shit sucked, dude. I'm glad you enjoyed it, but God.
yeah,
damn.
no, I
damn.
have no misconceptions about it being a good movie whatsoever.
I had to double check whether I hated this movie. Or not. Like, honestly, 'cause the first
This is the guy
time-
that watched Super Troopers 11 times. The
no,
second
it's
one,
it's like
Super Troopers 2 is
14.
amazing. Stop it.
yeah.
I mean, again, I watched it the first time, and like, I don't think I believed what I was watching. I was like, I can't believe that somebody conceptualized whatever the fuck this is.
Yeah.
And then because I thought that to myself the entire time, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm not giving it a fair shake. Turns out, shake was pretty fucking fair. It was just an absolute abomination acting wise. Character development. There's no character development. I'm sending my daughter. She'll get the job done. 5 minutes later, she's dead. Right. And then his whole fucking character. Oh, I'm an evil, rich corporate guy. That's total fucking bullshit. Just stick with the story you had. One of them wants to be the alpha. They have this fucking ingrained thing. They're animals, and they're going at each other.
I'm trying to change the world and make a shitload of money.
That was pretty fucking good, actually.
I'm pretty sure it was
Pretty
fucking
much
in the
it,
script.
Yeah. I just I wasted about 4 hours on this thing.
I would have preferred it if the villain was Ricardo Montalban. He was trying to assassinate the queen. Kong and Godzilla had to rescue her. And Nordberg showed up.
Ay.
Oh god.
So
damn.
Carla, enjoy the end.
Carla, I had fun with it, and it was more of an experience seeing it in the movie theater with a child.
Look, I think it will be fun to watch it with Juliana if she's not scared. But like I grew up I liking Godzilla and like the old school, like where it was just like a somebody with a puppet
Sure.
smashing buildings. So I find it but I'm not going in expecting character development and plot twists, and I'm not going to ask why the sun is shining in the middle of the earth. I'm just going to go with it, and I'm going to wait to see the atomic breath, and I'm going to wait to see King Kong punch Godzilla's tiny little head, and that probably should have shattered his skull because it doesn't make sense, but he still pops back up, and just doesn't make sense. But I'm just gonna watch it.
And I do like, they did make Godzilla a chump for most of the movie. Like Kong pretty much kicks his ass, but he does get some licks in that last fight, which was good. Because I didn't want him going out like that. But yeah, it's one of these dopey spectacle movies. By the way, can we all agree that the best Godzilla in a suit is Bobcat Goldthwait in One Crazy Summer?
100%.
because when he says, "Oh God damn it," when he can't pull the zipper out, it's one of the funniest things ever. He gets so annoyed. It's great.
You know what?
I want to go watch that.
I beg to differ. Who was in the Godzilla suit when they attacked your son on the front lawn?
Oh, that was good.
That was a cool little. Yeah,
That's funny.
That
Yeah.
actually that got
got
a million
views.
views as part of a video montage of funniest home videos.
I
or
ended up
whatever.
showing that to Tara. I somehow came across it when I was watching just videos on Facebook, just funny shit, and
Yeah.
I'm like, "Holy fuck, there it is!" Yeah, and sure enough, that ended up catching
You know,
a lot
some
of
people
views.
reached out there and she's like, "How could you do that to your son?" I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?
They should only know.
Get the fuck out of here! Seriously."
There's always an angry mom.
You ought not do that. He's just a boy. Kidding.
Unreal, but yeah, Godzilla
Unbelievable.
versus
Godzilla
Kong.
versus Kong.
That
I say check it out.
that happened. Yeah, again,
And you probably have. I mean, for a movie to make 28 mil in a weekend during the pandemic, I mean, it's far and away the biggest opening for the 5 or 6 movies of any sort of meaningful release that have come out so far. And I'm sure a ton of people watched it on HBO Max.
Everybody's
Yeah.
getting vaccinated. The weather's getting warmer, and people are just over it. So there was something familiar. I'm gonna go do it.
Sure.
it's
And,
Sure.
you know,
there's still a lot of skepticism. I got my second shot yesterday. So hopefully in 2 weeks I'm supposed to be fully vaccinated and effective, and I still have trepidation about going.
Sure.
We're going to. We still have to. There's that drive to not only just see people, but to be able to just get out of your hole and go and watch a movie, go hang out, see people. But I think this past year and a half has made people a little smarter, and you're gonna know the people that do. I know it's funny, but
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry. What?
I just saw a bunch of spring break videos.
yeah, no.
Oh, you're only one episode into the queue.
Yeah, I didn't pay attention for those first 4 episodes. No, I would love to see people going out again, but I got a feeling we're all just going to be doing the right thing, and you're going to see the idiots and avoid them. You just need to be smarter, and that's tough.
Kind of hard to avoid idiots. That's the problem.
That's a hard ask, but I have hope.
It's a hard ask.
They did play the preview for Fast 9.
Oh
And
God!
It looks so ridiculous. I really
Really?
can't wait for that to come out.
Oh man!
Like, he drives off a cliff.
I'm avoiding.
Oh, you haven't seen the trailer for that?
No.
That came out like a year
Yeah,
ago.
No,
Right.
I didn't watch it.
All right, I won't say anything.
Thank you.
Take Fate of the Furious and multiply it by about 10. I can't wait.
It's fucking ridiculous. People
Ugh.
can't fucking parallel park. These guys are.
There are a lot of people that can't parallel.
This
We
is
need-
Tokyo Drift. This is Long Island, though. You guys just Tokyo Drift into a spot in a giant.
I saw somebody drift today. It was impressive.
Really?
Really?
Oh yeah,
Where?
making a U-turn from a westbound to an eastbound.
Nice.
Nice.
Fair enough.
Gotta go.
Suffolk County.
Yep.
God love Suffolk County.
Yep.
So,
oh my god.
you know what?
You realize-
I
You realize there are just as many ridiculous people in towns in Nassau, right?
they're there.
I mean,
You just don't notice.
Stop it. You guys live right on top.
Long
of
Island
each
is a
other.
cesspool. Let's face it.
Yeah, I just think that there's a lot less people in Suffolk County, so it seems like more like when you just run into someone, it's more likely that they're doing something like trying to drift on the southern state or on the LIE or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know
And
about that.
And they're probably driving a giant pickup truck for no reason because they don't need
There
it.
are a lot of pickup trucks.
Well,
out here.
there's that. There is
Yeah.
that.
This is going to be a weird segue, but it kind of works out with you guys talking about cars. We do want to talk about the versus movies.
Sure.
That was
yeah.
something else
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was coming out, and we tossed out between ourselves a couple different movies we thought about, and the typical, obviously, one-on-one versus or people versus people or whatever you want to call it. But One that I know that we didn't even mention, and it's actually probably an extremely good versus movie, is Ford versus Ferrari.
Paul Walker versus the Curb.
Yes, he lost.
Was it a curb or a
sorry,
tree?
Kev.
I thought it was a tree.
Yes.
Nah, I think it was a Curb first.
Oh, okay.
Right, it wasn't the curb that killed
Yeah,
him,
yeah,
or the
yeah,
tree.
sure.
It was the sudden stop of both. But yeah, Ford versus Ferrari is
Oh,
something
yeah.
that,
That was
I
in-
would have 2019. Very
Sorry,
like what?
Nothing.
Kev, I think Kev is still upset about the Paul Walker.
Kev's disgusted with me. I really. I'm about to go pelt myself with 200 bricks.
That shit was in the previews too. But yeah, Ford versus Ferrari. Because we're gonna get into some bad fucking versus movies, but if I could put together a versus movie that really fucking does it well, it'd be Ford versus Ferrari. You have the rivalry of the different companies and the history behind the Le Mans. Then you also have Christian Bale's character, Ken Miles.
Yes.
Ken Miles, thank you, and with Shelby but Ken Miles versus the Ford company and all the conflict between them, it actually makes sense. It's a great fucking plot, a great story, and if even half of the shit of this based on a true story is true, it makes for a great story culminating in a very good rivalry. So I'm
a big fan of that movie. I think I had it like number 5 when we did our best of 2019, somewhere in that upper half of the best of the year.
Yeah. And again, it's there's something to be said, I guess, about like the versus movies where you're waiting for that climactic battle. Most of these movies are going to try and build up to that, and none of them do any kind of job to do it. It's just you're waiting an hour and a half for the fucking spectacle of these two icons fighting each other. But the way that this movie builds up Shelby, Miles, the company, and even just like, you can't even say like Ferrari it's almost like a villain. It's a weird way of doing it, but you still feel the rivalry and the drive behind them wanting to do it.
I'm sorry, Jim, I can't hear you.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh shit! Wait, you can't.
It's really hard to I'm hearing the
watching a
trailer, and then I'm hearing
Oh,
I'm hearing like Jim cut in and out over
I'm
the
catching
the
every
car
other
roars.
word.
it's a
I'm
technical.
sure whatever you said was really well thought out.
Yeah, it is a.
I'm gonna err on the side if I agree with you.
This is the first time.
There he is.
Okay, so I figured out that problem.
I love that Jim carved out his own segment and he fucking blew it.
Yep. In conclusion, it was a good movie.
I really enjoy the shit out
It's
of
a good
it.
movie.
Oh,
It's a
God.
great cast. It's a compelling story. James Mangold is a very good, sturdy director. He directed Logan. He directed Walk the Line. He directed Ford versus Ferrari. He has a very solid pedigree. I think this is probably his best movie overall. But really, really, really entertaining. And like you said, Jim, I have no idea like the real details like of the whole story.
Yeah.
But it certainly made for a dramatic, retelling of a, or inspired by a true story. It was
Yeah, that's
really,
what I said.
really good. Yeah.
Ford vs. Ferrari is a good verse movie.
Yeah. It's one of the few.
It is one of the. It might be the
Is
only.
there any?
I don't know.
Yeah, is there?
I mean, just thinking about all of them and going down the list. No, wait a minute. Kramer versus Kramer.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's not really that entertaining.
I went to add that as a trailer for today, and I was like, I can't do
No,
it. I can't do
it's
it.
dry. It's dry, but I do like it. It is good. You don't like it, Chris? Not your thing.
Kramer versus Kramer?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
It's
It's not
it's
fun.
it's heavy.
It is heavy.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be like, hey guys, go watch Kramer versus Kramer on a Saturday night.
It's a blast.
It's
Make
a
sure
double
you bring your
feature,
pregnant
that and Marriage
girlfriend.
Story.
Here, you want to have a fun conversation starter? Bring your girlfriend and go watch Kramer versus Kramer. Oh boy,
That's fucking, dude, De Niro taking Sybil Shepherd to the porno was fucking more well advised.
yeah, that was less controversial of a topic. That date ends up better than. Oh boy.
Yeah, about that.
Well, all right. So, what would be the like if you had to take a pick at what a prime versus? I mean, obviously this one, but you know the Godzilla versus fucking King Kong. But like, what would be the other quintessential ones? Like Freddy versus Jason.
I mean, that is
That's
really
on the
one
list,
that I
yeah.
think that's probably the one that all of us growing up as '80s horror fans.
And if
We're
you remember
waiting
on
for
if you remember on a previous episode, that was one of my top 5 horror films of the 20th century. 21st century?
Jesus
Yeah, something
Christ!
like
I mean, I don't remember that. But
I remember that.
I remember getting shit for it.
yeah, it's shameful that made your list. I had like 5 French horror films on my list. Jim's got Freddy versus Jason.
He's a Kelly Rowland fan.
No one's a Kelly Rowland fan.
You like Michelle Williams better?
You know what's funny is the what was I just watching? We were just I've been watching Superman and Lois on the CW. It's actually pretty good. You know, Superman is like, you know, a father and he's trying to balance that with being Superman, and he moves back to Smallville. But one of the villains in one of the more recent episodes, I was like, I fucking know this guy. How do I know this guy? And it was one of the kids' older brothers early on in Freddy versus Jason that is taking all the pills to try to stay awake, and he gets killed. And I was like, oh, that's who that was. Like, I had to do some digging on IMDb because he had like almost a bald head and a beard at this point. But I was like, I fucking know this guy. Yeah,
Jesus.
I don't know. So yeah, it led me to Freddy versus Jason for the first time in a while.
Did you rewatch it?
No. Here's the thing about that is it's so fucking bad.
Yeah.
It's very disappointing because we all wanted to see that fight. And we all heard, there was always the dream too. Like, could we get Ash in the mix? You know,
That would have been
do like
terrible.
a
Oh,
complete,
my God.
like all-star.
Tim, you would have fucking banished that movie
I
from your
would've lost
fucking
my
mind
mind.
forever.
I would have been mad.
You would have been angry. You would have been angry.
But like there's some cool scenes in an otherwise very terrible movie. Like Jason walking through the cornfield on fire is a cool visual.
It's a good shot.
Yeah, it's not the violence is too CG reliant. If I remember correctly, it is R, but it's borderline. Like, it could have been PG-13.
There was a sex scene in the beginning.
There was. Yeah.
That, and it's got just even the final like stab out that they have at the end of that film. Like, it's just full on Kill Bill. Spurting blood.
Well, they got a martial arts director to make a Freddy versus Jason movie, and they actually go into a lot of detail in Crystal Lake Memories, the like 8-hour Friday the 13th documentary, which is great. If you're a fan at all of Friday the 13th series, you literally lose time.
That's a full on check it out.
You've watched it for 4 hours and it doesn't even feel like it. It's amazing. But the original guys who pitched it and had the original draft of the script were huge fans, and they actually had a script that sort of made sense, and you could tell that the way they wanted to do it would have been more on the horror side of things versus like a fighting action movie. I didn't want to see that movie to see those two do kung fu.
No.
And that's what happened in a lot of
Nobody's
scenes.
believing Robert Englund's doing kung fu. And on top of that, how do you not get Kane hotter?
Sure.
Yeah, that was a big problem.
That was
Sure.
What the fuck?
Wow.
That's a fuck you to him.
That is a huge fuck you, and it's a fuck you to horror fans.
they had the stoner kid who was trying to be Jason Mewes.
Clearly written for Jason Mewes.
Oh my God.
Holy shit!
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
And when Jason Mewes is like, "Nah, I'm good, man. I'm good." you know you've written quite the
'cause
turd.
I'm pretty sure that was like heroin addict Jason Mewes time. Like I think at that point, yeah.
Right. He
He's
couldn't
clean
use the
now,
money.
thankfully. Yeah.
You are the ones who are the ball lickers.
That's still a great fucking movie. I love that movie. It's funny as hell. Movie poop shoot.
I am the clit commander.
So now, the only thing that I can say about this film is this is the quintessential amazing hype, complete letdown.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
you
Unless you're
seen it?
making a list of the best horrors of the 20s.
I did my best.
He did it.
I did my best, and nobody listens to me.
Carla, have you seen Freddy vs. Jason?
Nope.
Really?
Just never cared.
Are you a horror movie fan at all?
Horror movie fan. There's literally nothing about Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street that ever made me think, hey, I wonder what would happen if
Really?
two decided to fight each other. Literally nothing. Didn't see. Also, I'm just going to follow up with loved Alien, loved Predator. Didn't give a shit about Alien versus Predator. Didn't see that.
That was something that was another pretty bad letdown.
Nothing about these mashups was ever. I'm just like, why?
That is true.
Yeah, I mean, most of them are
Alien
ill-conceived.
vs. Predator is
Oh.
I mean, it's real bad. Real bad.
Yeah,
And they tried. That's the worst part.
Yeah, they did.
yeah. Like it had a budget, and they
you-
really thought people were gonna love that movie.
Yeah, you pulled what's his face out of Lance Hendrickson right out of fucking obscurity
Yep.
for
Yeah.
that.
Holy shit, he wasn't that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was.
Easy, guys. I'm
Ridiculous.
friends with him on Facebook.
Right.
Not that anybody listens or watches.
Right. That's what we're worried about. But yeah, no, this.
Listen, I have no problem. I have no problem with him. The fucking man's an icon. But
He is.
you know, they clearly paid him to be a part of this fucking horse shit because it was bad.
You know what's a
The
great
only-
movie that he's in?
What?
With Andy Garcia, Jennifer 8.
Yeah,
That is a very
Yeah,
low key, underrated movie that not that many people have seen. It's a great little serial killer cat and mouse movie. It's fucking awesome.
Alien versus Predator.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's just like they're hunting deer. It's okay.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
so
The plot is there's a pyramid at 2,000 feet underneath the Antarctic, peninsula, whatever you want to call it. And
Hollow Earth.
Hollow Earth, basically. Yeah, it's Hollow Earth, so that humans can come down there to change into aliens, so that the predators can hunt them and train for hunting aliens, for hunting xenomorphs.
It's just so.
It's stupid. If you think about it, part of the appeal of the first couple of Predator movies, and certainly the first few Alien movies, is this is a horrifying creature that is well beyond our capability to defend ourselves against. You're fucked unless you're Arnold Schwarzenegger, and even then, his ass got lucky.
Yeah.
So it's scary that if you had to go up against one of these things, you're dead. And so it's all about evading. There's that stalk and slash element to the first couple of movies. You put these two against each other, and they're essentially equally matched and fighting each other. Like, who cares? There's nothing like scary about that.
Right.
And like the humans at that point are just like fish food. They're
fodder.
collateral.
They're complete
nobody
fodder.
really gives a shit.
And the only time that there was even any human involvement, one of the predators ends up skinning and scaling a fucking alien to give her a shield and a spear made out. I don't, obviously nobody should remember this movie, but it's the only thing I remember from this movie is that the female protagonist in this film, the predator sees that she, I guess, has some type of warrior thing to her, and basically guts and skins the head of a xenomorph to give her a shield, and then cuts its tail and turns it into a spear, and then they go running down a hallway in slow motion to go fight the rest of them.
Yeah, that's some Rube Goldberg shit. I don't need.
Right.
There's too many moving parts.
Right, the ball kicks the thing and it drops into the bucket lifts the lever. Again, it was useless. It was stupid. The humans had no business being down there.
Didn't Shane Black try to do that in the 2018 Predator too? Like make them partners or whatever? Like
There was a super predator.
yeah.
Yeah.
I believe
fuck, man?
Clinton coined the phrase.
Like Harvey Weinstein type player.
Harvey Weinstein was in the woods hunting everybody.
That's right. That's where he got the term from.
Yeah.
Right. This is gonna work. We're gonna do this. Holy shit.
Now we get the sequel with Matt Gates. Gets, or however you want to fucking pronounce his name.
It's kind of a gate. Right.
Guilty.
And Carly
By the
had
way, the best meme I fucking saw was somebody said that he every picture of Matt Gates looks like when Jack Nicholson was playing the Joker and he put regular face makeup on. Perfect.
So now, Carla, I know you mentioned it, but this was a movie that you just had zero care, didn't even want to bother watching whatsoever.
I mean, it's. I remember all of these movies coming out, and I'm a fan of the individual movies.
Same.
But even the idea of it at the time, I was like, this is an idea that is going to end up being less than the sum of its parts. And apparently, I wasn't wrong. Although I do remember going back to your original Versus movie, I do remember seeing the trailer for Ford versus Ferrari, Ferrari versus Ford.
Ford versus, yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer for it. And I was like, I would watch that, but I didn't. But I would. That was the I think the only Versus movie I can think of that even like piqued my interest for a second. That I was like, oh, that's interesting.
It was up for Best Picture, right?
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
I think the reason I even looked at it, took a second glance at it myself, is because my dad's a big racing fan.
I think you would like. You know what? Hector's coming to town. I think one night you guys fucking turn it on and watch a movie together.
For real.
I think that'll be a good one. He'll be interested.
It'll be a lot of fun,
history
too.
involved. It's yeah. So
And I don't like
highly
Guys, my
recommended.
dad's coming to town because he's fully vaccinated. How exciting!
Woo! Yeah,
We're
no.
gonna drink so much red wine and eat so much red meat. We're gonna get so Argentinian up in this bitch.
well, I'm glad he's all healthy now.
So, I don't even know where you want to go from there.
As far as verse movies goes, those two are the biggies. There is.
I mean, we did mention Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. That was something that, again, now that was also Redux. To try now, I know that's one that I never went back and revisited. I know, Chris, you ended up getting the
Ultimate Edition.
Thank
is
you.
far better than what I saw in the theater because I think we actually recorded an episode of the film Basement where we talked about Batman versus Superman way back, Kev.
Wow.
And it was, we just trashed it because deservedly so. You know, a lot of it surrounded around it being a rush job and trying to like very quickly set the table for Justice League instead of really taking your time. But what I will say is with the Ultimate Edition, much like the Snyder cut of Justice League, there's more plot elements in there that give you reasons why things happen that ultimately, I guess for time, the studio is like, we don't need this. So it's instead of like 2.5, it's like 2.55, but it is a much better movie, and it's definitely the better version to watch if you were going to revisit it or decide to watch that movie out of nowhere. The Ultimate Edition really does make it a much better movie, and it's different than Snyder Cut in the sense that it doesn't take scenes that were there and elongate them. There's legit like 15-minute scenes that were cut out that really explain a lot of the things that end up happening in the theatrical version, where you were like, why does Superman hate Batman? I don't even know. You kind of figure it out with what happens in the Ultimate Edition and when they add back in a lot of that stuff. So it's not a great movie. It's way better when you watch the director's cut.
It's Affleck's Boston racism.
Sharktopus versus Terracuda. was fucking better than
I actually am partial to Sharktopus versus Whale Wolf. That one's a pretty good one.
That's a real movie, isn't it?
It is a real movie.
It's a half whale, half wolf.
Motherfucker.
Just to be clear, is it
Yeah, no. It's
or is it like a werewolf, half whale, half werewolf?
No. It's the back leg. It's these hind legs with a giant like beluga whale fucking mouth going after people.
You don't say.
And the Sharktopus is half shark, half octopus.
That's right.
Octopus.
But it's a tail fin with a whole bunch of legs in the
my
front.
God,
That's all
fire
it is.
trucks are red.
Fire twunk. Mm.
Kidding.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Honestly,
And it all ties to Bat versus
one-
Soups.
that one has a little bit of production value to it. Like it had some more recognizable actors. It had a little bit better special effects.
It's still not as good as Lavalantula.
No. I mean,
You can't beat the Goots.
you've got the Goots and you've got Hicks and Jones.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
Police Academy reunion.
that was ridiculous. But yeah, Sharktopus versus Werewolf is better than Sharktopus versus what was it, Pteranodon or whatever, or
Terracuda.
Terracuda. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, what's a terracuda, if you would?
Well, it's a pterodactyl and a
It's
barracuda.
Part pterodactyl, part barracuda.
No.
Have you ever heard of Man Bear Pig?
Puppy Monkey Baby.
Monkey baby.
Purple dishwasher monkey or whatever the hell it is.
Puppy Monkey Baby.
I was in Turks and Caicos and I went snorkeling, and it wasn't like the snorkeling that you do like with like a tour, where you go out a little bit further. I was just snorkeling like right off of our beach at the hotel, and it got pretty deep, but it was super clear, so I didn't mind like going out further. And all of a sudden, like 30 feet ahead of me was a big motherfucking barracuda, and I was like, I'm out.
Yep.
I turned around. I just swam back to shore as quickly as possible. 'Cause
These things are
the thing was
fucking-
horrifying looking.
They're huge.
And, like, you
they're
don't
ugly,
realize it.
and they're fucking nasty.
Because you always think about, like, you're like, oh my God, a shark is terrifying. And then you
Right.
think of a barracuda and it's a lot smaller. But when you see a barracuda not next to a shark, it's big, and it's fucking scary.
Yeah, they are.
Are they aggressive?
Yes.
Yeah.
Territorial.
Yeah. I got my ass out of there real quick. And then, ironically, sorry.
I love the thought of Chris fucking, he's pretending like he's James Cameron. And then all of a sudden he comes across a fish and he's out.
Yep, I'm out.
Dum, dum, dum,
I was
dum,
like,
dum, dum,
nope,
dum,
I'm
dum,
not
dum,
drunk
dum,
enough for
dum,
this.
dum.
But then, oddly enough, I went snorkeling like on a snorkel trip where they took you out by the reef, and there was a shark in the water, and I did not freak out nearly as much as the barracuda. I think because I wasn't like
It's a
I was
controlled
alone.
situation.
Yeah, I was alone when I saw that barracuda, and I was not intending to. But yeah, it was like an 8-foot reef shark. Like it wasn't like a tiger shark or whatever, but it's still like you get that fucking pit of your
wow.
stomach. Like yikes.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And oddly enough, I still go fucking. Carla, that's a Jaws reference. You thought it was super boring?
I still think it's super boring. Still think it's super boring. Sucks.
What about Piranha Man versus Werewolf Man?
Is that a real thing?
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's actually Piranha Man versus Werewolf Man. Howl of the Piranha.
Wait though. A werewolf is half
Is a
man,
half
half
man,
wolf.
right.
Why would they have to say werewolf man?
Man Bear Pig.
Maybe
Who
it's
made
the,
this?
the bottom half's the werewolf or the top? I don't know. Maybe it's half werewolf.
And half man.
Right.
So it's like a mermaid that got bit by a werewolf.
Like he's just wearing like a bow tie.
Well, maybe he's only like 25% werewolf on his mother's side. Like I don't know how that works.
By the way,
I saw a
speaking of
werewolf
werewolves,
walking with the Chinese menu. in
there
his
is
hand.
a very, very, very good
It was
werewolf
perfect.
movie called Where. That is,
werewolf.
It's fucking awesome.
Werewolf. That's a Mel Brooks reference. You wouldn't get that.
By the way, there's a movie called Dahmer versus Gacy. Apparently, it's a comedy. Go figure that one out. Who do you think wins in that fight?
The audience.
You little boys everywhere.
Oh my god.
Well played, Kev.
Wow.
Wait a minute, I just actually remembered a verse movie that I liked, although I don't consider it really a verse movie, even verses in the title. Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Yeah. Yep.
I actually really enjoy Tucker and Dale versus Evil. There's something about it.
That's fun. Those two guys are really fun because in other things they're very good also. Together they've got great chemistry and
well, he's pirate. What's his name? And Dodgeball.
Oh my God, that's
Steve.
right.
Yeah.
And he's now in that show where he's an resident alien on Sci-Fi, where he's like an alien doctor or whatever.
Alan Tudyk. It's Alan Tudyk.
He was also the German guy in that rehab movie with Sandra Bullock. 28 Days, not to be confused with 28 Days Later.
He was also Hey in Moana. You know?
No shit,
around.
that was Alan Tudyk?
Yeah.
The fucking chicken?
That's him clucking around.
I mean, do you really, I guess South Park had Clooney do the gay dog. I mean, I don't know that you really need
that is true.
a famous person to do the clucking chicken, but...
Yeah, no. He gets around.
And then the other guy has been in a bunch. He was what the hell?
Tyler Labine is his name.
Yeah.
He's been in a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff. He was the best part about Super Troopers.
Didn't he have a whole commercial set? I feel like there was commercials with him in it. I don't know.
Maybe.
Whatever.
That's how many little fucking verse movies there are.
I got a couple actually.
What about
Go
Scott
for it,
Pilgrim
Jim.
versus the World?
That I actually
Scott
like.
Pilgrim versus the World. Oh yeah, no, Carla, what's up?
That's a good one. Monsters versus Aliens.
Monsters versus
Okay.
Pixar, right? Or is that no,
that was
DreamWorks.
Yeah.
That one has a special place in my heart because that was the first movie that I took Tara and the kids to see when we first started dating.
Really?
And then and then several months later, I got my first 3D TV, and that was the 3D Blu-ray that came with it, which was, I don't know. I and Connor actually just watched it recently, and I got to tell him that story, but it's fine. It's a fine animated movie. There's some funny parts. Seth Rogen as the Blob.
You have a
It's kinda
sentimental attachment to it,
I do. I mean, as you guys know, and as anybody that's listening to this podcast knows, I get emotional and I get connected to even the dumbest movies sometimes. And this, I wouldn't say this is shit. It's fair.
I have the same connection with Out for Justice. I get it.
I think we all have that connection.
Anybody seen Richie?
It's
The man's a legend.
it's
That's
so
the
good.
greatest shit.
Yeah. Listen. Out
that
for
the-
Justice.
that is the one where he
Hard-
plays
Hard
slaps,
to
right?
Kill, Marked for Death, Under Siege.
Oh,
You put that run up against anybody else's run
Pauly
for
Shore.
a 4-movie run. That's
I
pretty
mean,
fucking.
that is a I mean, there might be a discussion to be had there at some point as far as movie runs.
Like anybody's 4 straight movies. Seagal is going to be pretty close to the top of the list.
That's insanity.
It shouldn't be, but it might be true.
I want to do that. Let's pick all the main actors of our our formative years, and they're let's call it their 4 best movies in a row. And there's an argument to be made there that he's up there with some other folks.
Jim Carrey's got 3 in a row in the same year.
Really?
Yeah.
What were the?
Check it out. It should be. I think it was Ace Ventura. It was
The Mask and Dumb and Dumber.
It might be The Mask, Dumb and Dumber. I'll look it up later, but I know he's got there's a trio of movies that just fucking hit for him, and then whatever he did afterwards. But yeah.
I had somebody tell me the other day, our age, that they had never seen Dumb and Dumber. I was like, what the fuck? What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I mean that's. Anybody seen Richie?
That movie's so good.
Anybody
William-
know what he did, Bobby?
By the way, Bobby Lupo.
Yes, Bobby Lupo.
Yeah, 19. All right, you ready for this? Here you go. 1994. Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber were all in that year, and then he did. 1995 was Batman Forever, and the sequel to Ace Ventura. The next year after that was Cable Guy, and then the year after that was Liar Liar. The year after that was The Truman Show, and then 1999 was Man on the Moon. 2000, Me, Myself, and Irene. The guy has a fucking run, but that trio that made Jim Carrey up in front of your face who he is. Yeah, Ace Ventura, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber in the same year.
One. If you're putting the two up against each other, I go Seagal.
You would.
Probably, you know of anybody that had? You think anybody that had a good movie run as far as in a row movies?
I don't know. I'd really have to think about it.
I mean, we just talked about.
I can't
you
think
know,
about
Eddie.
We just talked about Eddie. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you could probably pick any set of years during Tom Cruise's career. The guy's been real consistent.
But did he do back to back like that? I can't think of any year where he did 3 or 4.
No, I'm not saying in the same year. I'm saying Seagal's movies were probably a year apart from each other. I'm just saying in a row.
Hit after hit.
To have 4 really I mean, they're awesome. They're not great movies, but they're awesome movies.
Yeah, hit after hit
Tom
after
Cruise
hit.
had a couple of those. I watched The Color of Money the other day, and
That's a good movie.
Yeah, I just because then I watched The Hustler, which is it's great. Movie's great. Which is funny because you see Murray Hamilton in The Hustler, and it's how do you become Yvonne?
Yeah.
Unreal.
Jesus Christ. Eddie Murphy's first movie on IMDb was 48 Hours. 1982. Then it's Trading Places, Beverly Hills Cop, Golden Child, Beverly Hills Cop 2, Coming to America.
I mean, that's probably the greatest run of anyone in history.
Once you hit 89,
that
89
period
and up,
that many in a row, that would win probably the if we did a tournament, that run would win.
Yeah,
Nigel's whole argument about Eddie Murphy being underrated.
But it doesn't.
Sure.
I don't think Eddie Murphy's underrated.
I don't think so either.
I think we're using the fact that he had this the best run ever, and I wouldn't say we, but some people are, to excuse what is just not there, man. What you're trying to look into it because you're looking through rose-colored glasses is just not there. And you got to call balls and strikes. You just have to. It is what it is. It doesn't make him a bad person. We're not going to ruin his career or shit on him. The guy had the best run in the history ever. And
Best run ever.
Had some fucking Dolomite Is My Name is a fucking phenomenal movie.
Yeah,
all right.
Agreed.
A lot because of Wesley Snipes, but Eddie Murphy was still great in it.
He also made Coming to America. Wesley Snipes in that was fun too. It was nice to see him have a comeback.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Just to see him in a different light versus the movies of the past and his past transgressions. But yeah, I heard you mention it before, actually, Tim. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. There's people that will tout that this is completely overrated. The style is not their style. The visuals are just over the top. But that's what this fucking movie is. This comic book. It's a comic book adaptation, correct?
Yes.
So, despite everything that happens in this film, which is over the top, which is ridiculous, it's still fun as fuck. And I mean, for a versus movie, it's him versus 7 exes.
Yeah.
Yeah, seven exes of the girl that he is madly in love with. I guess that's the plot. That's it. And past that, it ends up being a lot of fun. No.
No, it's loud again.
I got it.
It's hard to even talk.
It's loud on your end. I'm fixing it right now. My
Yeah.
bad. I didn't realize it was going to be
My
like
ears
this.
are bleeding.
I'm
So are
sorry.
we going to be talking over other people talking?
No, I learned my lesson.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that that thinks this movie's overrated. There's people that like go to the mat for this movie and say it's the greatest thing they've ever seen and it's one of their favorite movies of all time. I can't go there. I like Edgar Wright. Shaun of the Dead to me is one of my favorite movies of all time. That shit's been on HBO a lot lately on any one of the HBO channels, and I stop and watch the rest of it no matter where it is. I love that movie. And I do like, I've grown to fonder of the other Cornetto trilogy movies over time. I don't know. This one just doesn't do it for me. I don't know.
I could take or leave Scott Pilgrim.
I enjoyed this movie.
Yeah. I don't know. Kev, what do you think of Scott Pilgrim?
I watched it once. It's not bad. Just I never thought even, hey, let's try it again. Never really thought about it.
Yeah.
But like Chris said, it's beloved.
Yeah. Like, and it's fine. It's well made, like it's gimmicky as hell. I could see like people that were maybe, heavy gamer culture or, quirky indie fans. Edgar Wright has a certain aesthetic that, a lot of people gravitate towards. And normally I do, but with this, it was just like a little bit much. And Michael Cera for me is fine in Superbad. Which is one of my favorite comedies ever. And he's great sort of playing against type in The End of the World, or is that, what was it? This Is the End.
This is the end.
Right.
In this, I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
More than one girl is fucking this guy? Like, no. Like, I know that that's a geek's dream or whatever, but no.
I mean, let's be honest. The better verse movie was Midget's First Mascot. Sorry.
Haven't seen
This is
You haven't seen?
Tim.
It's a title.
Tim, this is going to be loud,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
but this is for everybody to witness.
Let's go.
Midgets versus Mascots, starring the one and only Gary Coleman.
He gets nude in it.
Do you see midget cock?
First of all, the movie's called Midget vs. Mascot. I'm not disparaging little people or whatever.
Oh, but this movie does.
This movie completely does. It's absolutely abhorrent.
Wow.
And yes, there is. I don't know. There's an unrated cut that you see Gary Coleman's dick.
Well, now I need to seek the unrated cutout.
I don't need to see any part of that.
You're about to get a minute and 10 seconds of it.
So here's the deal. You got 30 days to complete a 30-challenge competition between 5 little people and 5 mascots with $10 million up for grabs.
What you talking about, Willis?
Don't ever say that to me again. Get the...
Have you ever beat a midget before?
It sounds like it'd be fun. They're barely real people.
They're barely real people?
Serious pulp.
That's what he said.
That is what they were designed to do.
We will win this! For the little people!
Gosh, this.
Seeing midgets run is the greatest thing ever. All right, I know what I'm doing after the show.
Thanks for watching Films on Tap. We'll be back live every Friday night from 9 to 10:30 and catch all of our previous shows on demand right here on govsradio.com. You can also tune in next time using the Boxcast app to watch us on your phone, tablet, or TV streaming device as well. Check out our featured band Playing Dead on Facebook and Spotify for more of their music. And be sure to subscribe to Films on Tap with Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for any upcoming events, comedy shows, movie reviews, and additional content. And again, thanks for watching. Cheers.